Hello people of YouTube. In the AT or at Walker video where I made the Metal Earth kit, I mentioned that there were some more Star Wars kits coming out and I didn't know when. Actually, I went as I was compiling the video and posting it, noticed online that they have already come out. So I went and picked me up 3 of them. In today's video I am going to put together the Imperial Star Destroyer. So let's do as always and crack this open and see what we're up against. Today I have the benefit of sunlight, but that may do more harm than good. Let's open this up. What do we have? We got our usual 2 plates and directions. Where shall we start? Start with number 1. To begin with, I removed the biggest pieces to avoid the problem that I had with the at Walker. Also, having the big pieces out of the way made it easier to remove smaller pieces. One of the tools that I used to shape parts was a marble. On the bottom of the ship there's a small dome piece that having the marble made it much easier to shape the part. So found that needle nose pliers made it a lot easier to bend some of the longer pieces. And the tweezers made it easier to remove some parts. There are a lot of small parts to this kit. Some of the longer pieces would bend improperly if you didn't use needle nose pliers or something like it to hold the pieces straight. I also used dowel rods to help curve the thrusters at the back of the ship. I used pliers to hold on to the parts at some points, and a sharpened pencil also came in handy to make the cone shape. The small thrusters were very difficult to shape because of their very small size. When it came to the upper section, I decided to attach the smaller pieces before I bent the sides around. I'd run into problems before where having those pieces bent down didn't leave me enough room to twist and fold the tabs. And just like the bottom piece, there are a lot of little pieces to attach. But in the end, all of those little pieces and bits made the ship have a great amount of detail. It looked very nice. And finally, it was just a matter of attaching upper and bottom parts together and carefully bending over the tabs. Here we are, all over and done with. It probably took me at least a couple of hours to complete. There are a lot of tiny little parts. It seemed to go on forever, but all in all, it turned out pretty well. I did, as usual, make one or two mistakes. One of the side pieces here I put on backwards, but I kind of flubbed it. There's a little tiny gap right in here, a little tiny gap where it didn't quite reach because that side was supposed to go up front. But all in all, it looks very nice, very detailed, lots of little bits and bobs and parts. The thrusters were a bit challenging to round off really well, and they're not perfect, but they're gonna have to do. I found that it helps a lot to use other objects to help shape this, and I'm probably going to make a video regarding that, of some of the things that I've used to shape the different round and circular and curved parts. Some of them are very easy, some of them are very difficult. I've used pins, pencils, needles, dowel rods. I've used a number of different things depending on the model and what's needed. And I'm learning, and I feel like I'm getting better as I do more and more of these kits. I still have more to go. I've picked up a couple of other Star Wars kits that I want to make. The X-Wing fighter and a TIE fighter. The TIE fighter is going to be fun because it looks like it's, at least the center part, is very similar to the advanced TIE fighter. So that's going to be fun. I can't imagine how wonderful one of these would look if it was put together by somebody with a steadier hand than me. It doesn't look like it's going to be all that much until you really start putting it together. And then it just looks amazing, and all the detail and all the different pieces. It really comes together into something amazing. Thank you for watching. Questions or comments, leave them down below. I'll get back to you when I can. And keep on keeping on.